up, Bunny Nerdigans. This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's book Nerdigan discussion is on Darkness Becomes Her by Kelly Keaton, and it is the first book in the Gods and Monsters series by Kelly Keaton. If you have not read this book, then why are you here? Go read the book, and then come back so we can talk about it, because as I mentioned before, none of my friends seem to read the books that I like, or read that much, period. So let's get to it. So this book this series in general is a little bit different than a lot of the mythology-based fiction I read. This is kind of like a post-apocalyptic, in the sense, mythology-based fiction, but it's concentrated in one area in New Orleans. So apparently, I'm going to give you a little bit of the background. So it takes place 13 years after a Category 4 hurricane in New Orleans, or now is known as New 2. And New 2, or New Orleans, is now separate from the U.S. and owned by the Novem, or the 9 oldest families of New Orleans. And yeah, so let's get to it. So it starts off with Ari is trying to find who her parents are, and she was raised in foster care with bail bondsmen, which really comes in handy. And she was given up to the state of Louisiana on her 4th birthday, and 3 days after her 4th birthday, excuse me. And 6 months later, her mother died at the age of 21 via suicide in a mental hospital. And according to the doctor at the mental hospital, she claimed that she was seeing snakes and that she was trying to poke, and that they were trying to poke through her head, feeling them moving under her scalp. Under her scalp. Hint, hint, you got an idea of what this is about. And so we have our main characters. We have Crank, Henry. Crank is our mechanic slash delivery girl. We have Henry, who is our token ginger and pest control for the Novem. We have Dub, who is our grave robber, and we have Violet, who's our mysterious girl. Yes. And then we have Sebastian. Sebastian, oh. I have mixed feelings about Sebastian. Like, Sebastian, in this book anyway, like, Sebastian is hot in his musician way, because I am a sucker for musicians, and he lets his anger out through his drums, and I like that. And that's where his hottie factor is, but there's moments in the series where he frustrates the living hell out of me, and I want to smack him. I'm sorry, Kelly, but really, I want to punch Sebastian at some point. But I love Ari. Ari as a character is amazing. She's an amazing character. Okay, and then something that I should mention here before I move on. If you are not a witch / warlock, a shapeshifter, a demigod, or a vampire, then you are considered a Due, or a freak, by the Novem at least. And when Ari was at right before Ari left the mental, or right before Ari went into New 2, she killed the son of Perseus, and that was so badass. Oh my god. So she tried shooting it with a gun, and then she ended up using his own weapon against it. That was awesome. And when she was at the mental hospital, they gave her a box of her mother's stuff, and one of the things in it was a letter from her mother, and one of the things that was one of the things her mother said was that the women in Ari's family suffer from a curse and die by age 21. And yay, we have another Pascal, and it's another pet white alligator, and the other one is in Kane Chronicles, if you didn't know that. And I loved when Ari kicked Ray and his crew's ass, and she said, "Bring it on, assholes," and flips the bird just to make it even better. And then Sebastian claims her as his to bring to the Novem. And although that's just one way to get him to help find the records you want, because that's why she had Crank take her to New 2 in the first place, because Crank did. And I love Sebastian's smart plan. Just walk in, steal the records off the computer, and walk out. Okay, knock the nurses out with a spell, that works too. And I love Ari. I love Ari doesn't wait in the corner for nobody. She just, so she just is like, no, I got to see this for myself. I'm not waiting. So there's no father listed, but Sebastian's grandmother, Josephine Armaud, pays the bill, who is the head of the Arnaud family, and that is one of the 9 that owns Nu 2. And seriously, Ari annoyed me in some parts of this book. It's like, seriously, shut up, Ari. Just go with Sebastian. He knows what he's talking about, plus he wants to take you on a date, and okay. The Voodoo Priest, I'm not sure on, but the tour of the French Quarter sounds like a date. And the experience with Jean and Papa Loa, that was really freaky. And I'm not just talking about the snake, and I'm scared of snakes. And sadly, he threw the Loa, dishonored it in fact, couldn't help with the curse and banned her from the shop, but he said to ground a bone of Alice Cromley into powder as fine as dust to find out about the curse. And I loved how Sebastian is there. I love this part. Ari, you're not alone. Sebastian is there for you to cry on and help you get through this. And seriously, curse the like she passed out and then she was making out with Sebastian and the waitress interrupted them. And it's like, seriously, curse you for interrupting. Go away. Seriously, someone smack her. And no, don't feel embarrassed. Just take the compliment. And, let's see. Yes, Josephine is a bitch, and that's just the theme of this book. Josephine is a fucking bitch. Or the series, I should say. But seriously, Ari, don't pass judgment right away. Blow to remove a curse. I don't know, but whatever. Sebastian is protecting you, so don't complain. So we have how the families are divided into 3 groups. So we have the Cromleys, Hawthorns, and Lamieres. Sebastian's that side of the family. Sorry, I gotta take a drink of water. This is my 4th book Nerdigame discussion in a row, so excuse me. I'm losing my voice. Great power, which is a great power, and then we have the Ramseys, Deschanels, and Sinclairs are either demigods or shapeshifters. We have the Arnauds, Monvilles, and Baptistes are vampires, and then after the shock of it all, a romantic kiss in the rain, and not telling Sebastian to fuck off. Oh man, that kiss was so hot. It's like, dude, Ari, just freaking chill out. Enjoy kissing the man. Seriously. You've been through a lot of shit. Just enjoy it. Let's see. Where's my next thing? Sorry, I have my notes up here. So we find out Sebastian is a mistborn, something unknown. He is part vamp and magic only passes through the maternal line. And here in this universe, vamps are either born, which is rare, and they stop aging at age 20, or full-blooded. Full-blooded. I said bloodborne. Bloodborne need blood to survive. Half-breeds, born. Don't need blood, but the urge is there. Once they drink it, they need to survive. So his mother is a bloodborne vampire, and his dad is a Lamierre or a warlock, which we'll find out in a little bit. And so Ari gets kidnapped by a Tupac warrior, who the same warrior that she killed at the beginning. And the warriors are known as the Son of Perseus. You know, that kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? Percy Jackson, named after Perseus, or Tupac Hunter, who are forbidden under the compact between Athena and the Novum to not go into Nu 2. After the hurricanes, the Novem turned in the traitor Tupac Hunter for Athena to never breach the city. And Tupac is monster in Greek for a fun fact. For a fun, interesting fact, Tupac is hunter in Greek. And the woman is Athena. And Athena is a psycho bitch. Yeah, Athena is a psycho bitch in this series. But, yeah. The escape plan killed the Tupac Hunter, releasing the prisoners, all which they will return favors, except for one, which was really stupid. You'll find out in a little bit. And of course, Sebastian's dad, Mikkel, crime against Athena, was born to heritage and taking a stand against Athena's insanity. And apparently magic runs through males. Yes, his dad can do magic. Okay, seriously, magical powers. This is bullshit. Come to me, magical powers. I am waiting. Occasionally, meaning Sebastian is part warlock, part vampire. And apparently no one has ever killed two sons of Perseus before, so Ari is a pretty kick-ass warrior. And, well, don't piss off the goddess of wisdom. She'll cause hurricanes. And, seriously, Josephine, didn't you learn your lesson when you used Eleni, who is, by the way, that's Ari's mother's name? And shit, and yes, Athena wants to use Ari too. Kami and Arceus. Ari just can't win. Seriously, why the hell won't you leave Ari alone? Seriously, Josephine, you selfish bitch. Like, go away. And, Josephine, and this was after Mikkel, this was when Mikkel was confronting Josephine. And, Josephine has Sebastian cranked up and Henry. Seriously, that bitch needs to go to hell. And Violet and Ari in the Masquerade Ball. That was such a cute moment between Violet and Ari. When they had their girl time, and Violet got all excited and dressed Ari up. I loved it. I thought that was such a sweet moment and scene in the book. Double crossed by Josephine. And seduced with a waltz and almost to fight Gabriel, and saved by Sebastian, and shocking the hell out of Sebastian with the recap. Yeah. Yeah, Sebastian basically said that everyone's okay, and that they were worried for nothing. That was really sucked. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. Oh yeah, note to self. Never be around vamps on midnight on the last night of Mardi Gras since it involves a lot of sex and blood. The sex I can handle, no blood. Not for me. And plus, vampires are overrated to me. I don't like vampires. And I think that's another reason why I'm probably not attracted to Sebastian as much as a lot of other people that are fans of the series are, because I don't like the vampire side of Sebastian. I like the warlock side, but I don't like the vampire side. Not vampire girl. And holy Connie and Arceus at the Masquerade Ball, it's Athena, and damn she means business in a bodysuit made out of a small piece of Typhon. And if you don't know who Typhon is, then why the fuck haven't you read Percy Jackson? You're a moron if you haven't read that, at least read that series. Typhon is a titan. No shit. Athena is not afraid to say shut the fuck up. And Athena in this series killed Zeus for the Aegis. If you don't know what the Aegis is, then seriously, why the fuck haven't you read mythology-based fiction? I've mentioned the Aegis before in multiple mythology-based series that I've read. So what the fuck? If you don't know what the Aegis is. Turning part of Athena's arm. Oh, that was freaking awesome. When Ari turned part of Athena's arm into stone and punched her in the face, that was freaking awesome. And then cuddling with Sebastian, yeah. Like after all this mess, cuddling with Sebastian, yeah, I would sleep just fine after that. I would sleep totally just fine. And no, I would not go into that swamp. I hate snakes. I freaking hate snakes. And curse you, Athena, for flooding the cemetery because of the snakes. And note to self, don't buy antique jewelry from antique jewelers, because Dub sells the jewelry that he steals from graves to Spitz, who is an antique dealer. So don't go buy jewelry from antique jewelers in New Orleans. Just don't. So Alice Cromley, here's the background on her. So Alice Cromley was killed by her lover in a crime of passion and requested that her body was prepared in some voodoo ritual as she died. And I guess he loved her enough that, or she was just scared of her, that he did it. So Ari actually swallowed the fine powder, and it was from Alice Cromley's toe bone, by the way. And so we find out the reason Ari is cursed was Medusa was getting, yes, she's descendant of Medusa, so she was getting raped in Athena's temple. And anyway, yeah, I know the story. She abandoned a baby because it's half god. Oh, wait, Yeah, it's a follow that racer. Yeah, I definitely know this story. And she wants to be beheaded, and there's hissing involved. And Ari bears the curse of Medusa, and that's what makes it even more creepy, was when the snakes of the cemetery were following her. Ugh, and Ari's like freaked out of the snakes too. She hates snakes. So like I'm in her shoes. I'm like, snakes. And let's see. Oh, and then Athena shows up in the cemetery and shows the gang Ari's fate, and everyone but Violet stayed and even accepted her. And and Violet thought that Ari looked beautiful, and I was like, Violet, you're so awesome. And this is why Sebastian fails. It's like, Sebastian, you're a bastard. Fuck you. You should have stayed. That's what I was thinking when I read that. I was like, Sebastian, you're an asshole. You shouldn't have done that. And then Violet said right after that, she's like, you should kill Athena. I was like, Violet, you are the best character ever. You have common sense. Thank you. And it's like, go with Athena. And Athena gave Ari two options: go with her or be killed. Go with Athena, basically, or be killed by Athena. And I loved Ari's answer. Ari's like, go fuck yourself, and then get slapped. And then Ari got slapped across the face. And then, oh my God, Athena fucking is as sadistic as Frieza. I swear to Kami and Arceus. She claimed, because remember, we didn't know what happened to Ari's mother's body. So apparently, Athena claimed Ari's mother's body and put her head on a stake outside of her temple. Oh, what a sadistic fucking... Ugh. And she won't kill Ari like the rest because she is a rebel. And seriously, man, Athena is insane. She murdered the god of death, because she said this. Athena said this. She murdered the god of death. She is the goddess of death and the goddess of war. Wait. Okay, this doesn't make sense. Okay, Heart of Stone really lost logic in my opinion now. Okay, Heart of Stone is gonna get a little bit of a ranting now because of that line. Kelly, I'm sorry. It's gonna happen. And reinforcements, November have arrived with Sebastian. Okay, if that's what he was doing, then somewhat all is forgiven. But still. And Ari is a god killer. Holy Kami and Arceus, Athena forgot to exempt being able to turn gods into stone. So that's why the Tepak Hunters were created in the first place. But now that Athena lost the Aegis, she wants to use Ari's power. And Matsura, the Harpy, and Arcane came to the rescue. Yay! We have a heart. Yay, they came back. And Athena retreats, but before she leaves, she is about to kill Ari and states that her father was the Tepak Hunter that she left behind. Oh my God! Mikkel, it makes me want to hate Mikkel for that. It's like, Mikkel, you asshole, why did you tell her to do that? She should have, because Ari was going to let him go. Seriously, Ari, if you remember the part where Ari was going to release him, she's like, I should release him. I want to. And Mikkel's like, no, don't do it. He's a hunter. She didn't do it. She was kicking herself. And Ari turned, oh, this is awesome. Ari turned her hand to stone and broke the Tepak blade in her hand. That was pretty badass. And then Violet attacked, attacked Athena, and she bit Athena, stabbed Athena in the chest, and then they all vanished. It was like, oh, and then Pascal and Ari's father are both gone as well, because they checked. And then how it ends is the transfer of guardianship is to Mikkel, and she requests to enroll in Presbyterian School for Novem kids, because Presbyterian they have everything from kindergarten to they even have college degrees in Presbyterian. because Ari already graduated high school already, so she could just go to college at Presbyterian. And she wants to go to Presbyterian because she wants to have access to the library, the Nobem's library, and access to the secret library for vengeance against Athena. And that, in a nutshell, is Darkness Becomes Her. And I love Darkness Becomes Her. This was a really good book, and especially now I'm looking over my notes and see that line that Athena says, oh, wait till we get to Heart of Stone. I get to have a wonderful, little bit of a rant in Heart of Stone. That is going to be interesting. I'm not going to spoil Heart of Stone here, because Heart of Stone is book 4. And I just finished reading it, like, not too long ago. But, man, I gotta remember to come back to that. But anyway, I mean, this book was really good. I want to know what your thoughts are on Darkness Becomes Her. I like this, I like how Kelly Keaton's writing is. This book is... Like, I was reading this series after I came off my book Nerdigan high on the Starling trilogy. So, like, it's a little bit different for me. I still like this series a lot. And I like how and I really want to be honest, I really like how it takes a different twist on mythology. And Beautiful, I think the next book's called Beautiful Evil. Yeah, in A Beautiful Evil, you'll find out a little bit more about Athena's madness and what happened to the other Greek gods, and it's really interesting. So, I want to hear from you now. What did you like in this book? What was your favorite scene? What do you think about how Sebastian is as a character compared to Fenris? I like Fenris a lot more. You guys know that. But if you guys have read both the Starling trilogy and this series, if you guys like Sebastian more than Fenris, I want to know why you guys like Sebastian more than Fenris, first of all. And if it's because he's a vampire and you guys like Twilight, then whatever. But anyway, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in A Beautiful Evil.